What's up, guys? I'm Chad Barnes, and welcome to the channel. Here, it's all about real car talk, from simple fixes
It
to
is not a
smart
secret that ANY car can be retrofitted with almost anything on its own, so to speak, in an aftermarket way. Even in an old Jigulenka, you can have a good half of all options, functions, and services available in new modern cars. With the exception of the features initially deeply integrated into the electronic platform of the car. Well, nobody cancelled the question of profitability of deep pumping of budget cars. If your car is not rich in all sorts of modern electronic options, you can add a whole complex of useful features without deep investments and heavy coal hauls. For example, if you implant them in the form of a multifunctional multimedia device based on the Android operating system, which allows extreme flexibility in expanding the functionality and settings. Today, such systems are most often offered in the form of head units, magnetos, speaking in the old-fashioned way. But there is a very simple method of implementation of a multimedia service complex in a car, which does not require interference in the interior of the car and involves a minimum of fittings and wiring work in the cabin, installation of an Android mirror display. Today we will study the segment of such gadgets on the example of a Mira 12 Android Future model from TrendVision. TrendVision Amira 12 Android Future TrendVision Amira 12 is not easy to characterize as a class of gadgets. Even the very capacious term combo device it has clearly outgrown. To call it Android Review Mirror, of course, you can, but it does not reveal the full picture. Therefore, let's try to first outline the specifications of the device, and then its capabilities. The TrendVision Amira 12 is technically an Android tablet, designed in the format of an overhead car review mirror and optimized for use behind the wheel. Inside it are operating system, Android 8.1. Processor, 4-core Spreadtrum SL8541E 1.4 GHz plus graphics core Mali 820. RAM, 2 GB. Built-in memory, 32 GB. Display, 11 inches. Touch, capacitive. Wireless interfaces, GSM 3G per 4G, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, FM transmitter. GPS GLONASS, remote module. Video recorder, built-in Full HD 1920 by 1080 30 frames per second camera. Parking camera, remote camera HD 1280 by 720 on a cable of 6 meters. Now what TrendVision Amira 12 can do. In its asset are such functions. Video recorder with a Full HD front camera. The system of warning about the departure from the lane and dangerous approach to the car ahead ADAC works on the basis of the front camera. Rear view parking camera. Navigation with route guidance. GPS GLONASS information about cameras and radars. CarKeeper car search system, which sends the exact location of the car on the map to your smartphone on demand. Touch menu, specially optimized for narrow and wide display and use on the move. Music and video playback on the device display. Broadcast navigation prompts, music and video audio through the built-in speaker or to the car's FM radio. Support for memory cards up to 128 GB plus built-in memory of 32 GB. SIM card slot for mobile internet. Full-fledged internet browser. Ability to distribute the internet in the car from the SIM card of the device as an access point. Ability to receive Wi-Fi internet from any smartphone in the car cabin. Enabled in access point mode. These are the features, as they are called, out of the box. However, Amira 12 is a full-fledged Android gadget, so of course it has access to the Google Play App Store, from which you can download and install a lot of applications to your liking. Don't like the built-in Yandex navigator? Strange, of course, but please, dozens of navigation programs at your service. Are you accustomed to a particular Informer app that informs you about cameras and radars? There are tons of them available, paid and free. Don't like the limited support of video formats in the standard player? Download your favorite multi-format player. If you have a Bluetooth OBD2 scanner, install an application for reading and resetting errors. Actually, the main limitation here is common sense. After all, Amira 12 is a car gadget, moreover, stationary above your head. So, probably, it's unreasonable to install a reader for reading books, photo editing application or online shopping software on it. Though again, there are no principal restrictions to it. Design and equipment externally, TrendVision Amira 12 looks quite modest and discreet. This is an important and necessary property. For a gadget that not everyone will be able to remove every evening before parking in the yard and take home for the night. Even Mounted on the rear view mirror, it is almost invisible from the outside. On one side is a regular mirror surface, on the other, black, without any eye-catching contrast or shiny elements. The device includes power module from the car's onboard network, rear view camera with 6-meter wire and a set of mounting on tape or self-tapping screws, remote GPS GLONASS receiver for navigation, speedometer, and remote car search. 2 sets of silicone clips to mount a mirror 12 on the rear view mirror of any size. The gadget mounts on the vehicle's standard interior mirror, slightly longer than most standard mirrors. Accordingly, in the protruding part on the left side there is a DVR camera module, and on the right side there is a voice speaker. Fixation to the mirror is carried out by elastic silicone ties with steps of length adjustment. The TrendVision Amira 12 comes with 2 sets of elastic ties, long and short. We needed the short ones. Installation with the help of elastic ties is very reliable, eliminating camera vibrations, unlike similar devices, which are attached to the mirrors by rigid spring feet. In order to be able to set the optimal position of the camera relative to the road, the lens is made movable, on a ball joint, GPS. Coordinates are required for many gadget functions. Navigation, speedometer, car search, overlaying speed marks on the video from the recorder, etc. But since the device is mounted on the interior mirror, its body is covered by the metal of the car roof like an umbrella. Not to say that this completely blocks the reception of satellite signals, but at least significantly worsens it and increases the cold start time. That's why TrendVision Amira 12 GPS GLONASS receiver is made as a separate module, connected by a wire. The receiver is mounted on a simple double-sided tape on the glass, usually in the area of the silkscreen in front of the mirror, and the extra wire is hidden under the ceiling trim. The cable reserve is needed if for some reason you decide to fix the GPS on the rear window. The length is enough. The device has only one button located at the bottom, on the lower horizontal edge of the case. It is power on by holding it down, and sleep mode by short pressing, just like any smartphone or tablet. There are no other buttons on the case. All the control is done through the screen. On the top of the body there are 2 slots, for a memory card and for a SIM card for mobile internet. There is also a small round socket for the rear parking camera jack, power connector, and GPS connector. The rear camera can be mounted on double-sided tape inside the cabin on the glass, as well as on self-tapping screws outside, on the license plate frame or plastic molding of the license plate illumination. Menu and controls. The menu of the gadget will not cause problems for anyone who is familiar with Android smartphones and tablets. However, even an experienced Apple user will be able to figure it out quite quickly. The mirror's desktop is simplified and optimized to facilitate control on the move, although it's better to stop for any manipulations. All functions necessary for the driver on the road are controlled by large buttons and huge icons, switching on the camera, navigation, Bluetooth hands-free, and so on. And auxiliary, not the most necessary, like settings, menu of all installed applications and icons of additional applications, are small. To use them already, of course, unequivocally need to park and provide a safe environment. OEM launcher, desktop, TrendVision Amira 12 looks like this. On the left, the constantly active camera switching area, large buttons home, step back and the path to the settings, which in Android smartphones are in the menu of the top bar of the screen, display brightness, enabling wireless networks, access points, etc. On the right is the screen of the ongoing video recording of the recorder. In the center is a horizontally scrollable line of 8 large icons tiles, 4 of which are permanently on the screen. Navigation, which launches the pre-installed Yandex Navigator with GPS Informer about cameras and radars. Camera is necessary to return to the desktop window DVR. If it is minimized, closed by other applications. Music launches pre-installed online service Yandex Music, requires an account and subscription. Bluetooth to use the mirror as a hand-free device. FM activates the FM transmitter, allowing you to broadcast all of the device's sounds to the cabin audio system via the stereo's radio receiver. Video, interface for viewing the clips captured by the recorder. Settings, system settings. Applications, full list of icons of all installed applications, including Google Play, from which you can install any additional ones. Menu of installed applications. When you activate any application, its window opens in place of a line of tile icons. You can return to them with the step back or home keys. As an example, the wide window of the Google Chrome browser, navigation, full screen and in tandem with the DVR screen. You can type an address both canonically, manually, and with the help of Alice, which is much more convenient. The navigation program simultaneously implements the functions of GPS Informer, warning about cameras, radars, and mobile ambushes. Constantly and automatically updated Yandex database as the most developed and supported program in this matter, out of competition. Although, we repeat, nothing prevents you from downloading any other Informer, for example, the popular Mapcam Droid, CamSam, Strelka, and others. FM transmitter is an excellent and very convenient function for outputting sound to the car's regular audio system speakers, although the sound of the built-in speaker, to be objective, is very loud and juicy, without the phone effect. Any frequency of your choice in the whole range, from 87.5 to 108 MHz, is available for transmission. The radio transmitter in a Mira 12 is very powerful. You don't even have to retune the receiver to an empty frequency, as you have to do when using small FM transmitters with flash drives plugged into the cigarette lighter. The transmitter in the Mira quietly and cleanly interrupts the station signal, being tuned to the same frequency. A separate chip is the ADAS Plus function, indicated in the video recording window by the S button. It is a system of warning about lane departure and about dangerous reduction of distance to the car ahead. It works in the interface of the DVR camera and is activated by a separate button. By the way, on the same principle, with the help of a camera, not radar, operates the system of electronic driver's assistance Subaru EyeSight. ADAS Plus in TrendVision and Mira 12, a thing not useful and sometimes really helpful. But let's be honest, it is still significantly inferior in terms of efficiency to similar systems installed on cars as standard. ADAS Plus often loses markings and sometimes keeps silent when it should have notified. A separate service is the function of controlling the location and searching for the car remotely. To use it, you need to download the free CarKeeper application to your smartphone from the market, then launch the same application. On the Mira, it is already pre-installed on it, and take a picture of the QR code appearing on the Mira screen with your smartphone. After that, the devices are paired, and on the screen of the phone you will see the location of your car on the map from any place. In essence, a tracker function. In sleep mode, the Mira screen goes out, displaying only the clock and date. In this mode, the TrendVision and Mira 12s display surface works like a regular mirror, giving you except for a slightly dimmed image, like a tinted one. Plus a small red light indicates that video recording is in progress. The DVR settings are located separately from the general system settings and are called from the video recording window. Fortunately, there are not too many manual settings, I would even say minimum. This is very good, because many manufacturers of video recorders frankly abuse their abundance, only confusing the user. The thing is that in a moving car, the shooting conditions, sun direction, illumination, light polarization, etc., are constantly changing, and there is usually no sense in adjusting them manually, unless you stand still for a long time. That's why automatic settings for most parameters are the best solution for most situations. Video quality is very decent, especially considering that the camera TrendVision and Mira 12, not fashionable today ultra resolution, and the classic Full HD. To a large extent, the shooting is positively affected by the lack of vibration, which in many DVRs is formed in the mounting bracket on the windshield. Here in the roll of the bracket is the standard mirror, and if its leg is serviceable and not loose, the rigidity of the mount is very high. Day shooting, night shooting. Connection of the Android mirror is extremely simple, available to any motorist who can replace the bulb and fuse in his own car. The gadget is powered from a special converter included in the kit, which makes 12 to 24 volts of onboard power supply into 5 volts on the mini USB connector. The converter is connected to the fuse box in the passenger compartment. In principle, the gadget can be powered by an ordinary USB adapter in the cigarette lighter with a cord with the appropriate connector. But such a connection will not be correct. The device will not be able to automatically turn on and start video recording. It will have to be done manually every time, with a button on the body, which is inconvenient. Also, remote search of the car location will not work, because both sleep mode and GPS are turned off together with the ignition. You will not be able to use the function of recording events in the parking lot. But with the help of the native power cord, everything works correctly, because it is connected to both DC plus and ignition. The first wire ensures that the functions work in standby mode, without a burning screen, and the second wire ensures that the device wakes up automatically and starts recording video. It is not difficult to connect them. The power wires have 10 amp fuses, type mini, at their ends, and they should be inserted into the fuse block instead of 2 standard fuses, one of which always has plus 12 volts, and the second plus 12 should appear when the ignition is turned on. This method allows you to power the device without cutting wires. You can find the optimal connection points by yourself with the help of a simple auto tester with a light bulb, or any auto electrician can cope with it in a few minutes. Yes. And the mass, of course, should not forget. Its terminal is clamped under any bolt under the torpedo. The final step in connecting the TrendVision Amira 12 is to supply power to the rear parking camera. From its cable comes out a short stripped at the end of the wire in red insulation, which must be extended and connected to the plus lamp of the reverse lamp in the trunk. The procedure is generally straightforward, but may require some fittings to remove the trunk linings, optional, depends on the car's construction, and/or removing the taillight assembly. Again, this work is not too difficult for a handy car owner who maintains the car himself, and certainly not for any auto electrician universal. The Android mirror format is probably the easiest way to get a very interesting and rich multimedia service functionality in any car, the potential of which can be further expanded with various useful applications. Plus, it is important that these investments in the car are reversible. In case of using Android multimedia stereo, you will have to actually give it to the new owner when changing the car, and the mirror is removed in one movement, and the power and parking camera wiring is dismantled without a trace in half an hour. After that, it can be installed on the freshly bought car in reverse order. In conclusion, equipping your car with an Android mirror system offers a seamless way to enhance your driving experience without compromising the integrity of your interior. By integrating useful functions such as navigation, music streaming, and hands-free communication, you can stay connected and entertained on the road. The convenience of accessing these features directly from your car's display makes it a practical choice for modern drivers. Ultimately, the Android mirror system strikes a balance between functionality and aesthetics, ensuring that your vehicle remains stylish, while providing the technology you need. Thank you for watching, and drive safely.